ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Tech Showdown. My name is Kevin, this is my co-host Teddy, and today we're checking out a very entry-level graphics card. It's this guy right here. It's the Gigabyte RX550. And this is like the D5 model, I think it's called. I even looked on the website. There's not really much naming on this. This is really like the Gigabyte RX550. So, okay. So let's jump right into it then. So this is the 2GB model. We will talk about memory a little bit later on. Overall, this card is just made to be a entry-level graphics card to basically get people off integrated graphics and into a discrete GPU. Whoa, that reflection there. So yeah, I doubt this will come with much, so I'll just quickly have a look around so we get the card itself. That is so light. Maybe it's because I'm used to these huge, like, 1080 Ti's. Oh, nothing in here at all. We just get the two basic things, the driver CD, don't need that, go download the latest drivers online, and a manual, which maybe if you're buying a graphics card like this, you might actually need to know how to install a graphics card. Let's have a look around that. This thing, it's so small. I think it's just because I've been testing out so many crazy, huge graphics cards lately. It's kind of taken me by surprise. And here it is, the Gigabyte RX550. So let's first talk about the GPU you get with this guy. So it's the 14nm Polaris 12 Lexa Pro GPU with 512 stream processors, half of what you get in an RX560, 32 TMUs, which is again half what you get in RX560, and 16 ROPS, which is actually the same amount as what you get in an RX560. Now, speeds-wise, it's going with an 1183 MHz gaming mode, which is actually the same as reference, so okay. But it's also coming with an OC mode, which brings that up to 1195 MHz. You're not going to notice any difference with that at all. You can run it in OC mode if you really want, but take it from me, you won't see any difference there. Now, memory. So this guy's coming with the 2GB, but you can get these with 4GB. Now, I haven't tested the 2GB or the 4GB, but I'll tell you from experience and from other reviewers I've already spoken to about this graphics card, do not buy that 4GB model. There is absolutely no point. Just stick with the 2GB. You're never going to utilize all that 4GB. This thing just doesn't have the GPU horsepower to really utilize it, so just stick with the 2GB model. So yeah, 2GB here, or GDDR5 memory on a 128-bit bus. And the memory is set at a decent clock speed of 7,000 MHz. That's the same as what you get on a 560 and a 570. So that's very solid there. Now, TDP-wise, coming with a little 50-watt TDP, so you'll need barely any power to run this graphics card. And cooler-wise, so you see just a single fan there. It's a 90mm fan. This is the same fan design that Gigabyte uses on many of their other graphics cards, so it's quite a good fan design. The fan also turns off. It's got the 3D active technology, so it turns off when you're browsing the web, doing casual things, so that's quite good. It means there's no noise coming out of your PC. Now, it's also featuring a aluminium heatsink there, a sort of spiral one. Reminds me of very early CPU coolers that people used to run way back in the day. And it's also coming with upgraded components, which is nice to see on a little card like this. You get an upgraded MOSFET, choke, and capacitor. So that's quite nice also. So let's talk about power. You see there's no need for a power connector. It just draws everything through the slot. That's just fine. And when we go around to I/O, we see it's a DVI-D port, HDMI 2.0B, and DisplayPort 1.4. That's very good. New connectors, which is nice, but somewhat pointless on this because you're never going to want to take a card like this above 1080p at all. So, I mean, it's good to have it there. I guess maybe for people just not gaming, just wanting the video playback, and then it might be okay. If you're just going to be watching 4K videos and stuff like that, then I could maybe see it, but yeah. For the most part, you're not really going to need to utilize those, in my opinion anyway. So yeah, this is looking like a really solid card. It's coming in with a very, very low price point. And I'm going to be doing a showdown with this guy against the cheapest GTX 1050 that I can find. I think that's going to be very fair. I know Nvidia's in the works right now to bring out a competitor card to this. I believe it's going to be called the GT 1030. But as of right now, the main competition is the GTX 1050. And price point in New Zealand, the cheapest 1050 is still more expensive, but not by a huge amount. So I thought it would still be pretty fair to check that out. But yeah, both this card and the 1050 are not going to be good for your 1080p ultra gaming, but these will be very solid for people wanting something for just playing sort of like esports types games, you know, competitive type games, CSGO, League of Legends, Dota 2, those type games I think it would be very solid for. And that rounds out this video. Let me know in the comment section down below, what was the first graphics card you ever owned, since this may be the first graphics card for a lot of viewers out there looking to buy their first one, especially younger viewers. But let me know, what was your first graphics card that you ever bought? I'd really like to know. Now, thank you all for watching this video. Please subscribe to Tech Showdown if you haven't already, and like the video, and I'll see you guys next time.